Familiar with this whole like dark therapy thing that people are doing, where you can go in complete darkness for about 7 to 10 days, and you can actually alter your vision to where you can start to see the ultraviolet perspective. I mean spectrum.
You know what's funny? Yes, and when you're actually doing that, don't look at the light.
No, there's no light.
No,
Like you go.
No. What I'm saying is that when you close your eyes for a long period of time, a light will come. And that light is like
A portal.
It's not just a portal. It's if you're trying to really stay in darkness, that's what happens.
It's like birth.
They'll go into this dark light therapy thing, and then the light pops, and then they look at it, and that right there starts the hallucinations. It starts like the whole trip. It starts you're gonna see whatever. It's like whatever's in there.
Yeah, but is that so? Would that be considered an out of body experience?
I mean, in a sense, potentially, I guess. I can't say yes or no, but if you're going to do a dark light therapy thing, like, you need to stay away from the light spectrum in general until you come out of it.
That's a trip, man. That's something that I would definitely try one day. You know what I mean? Just be in complete darkness and see what happens to your like sight and stuff. Like, that's a trip. That's crazy. That's crazy if that's a painting, bro. Like, yo, bro, how do you even paint something like that, man? Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, coming from like brushes and just some person just drawing, like, that's insane, man. Talented, bro.
Vietnam, you needed wings to stay above it. I was going to the worst place in the world, and I didn't even know it yet. I wanted to miss it.
Nah, man, they're traps back in those days, back in like the war days, Vietnam War, bro. Like, the type of traps they would come up with is just like insane, man. It's kind of like the medieval times and like their torture devices or whatever.
All the Porsche employees just kept working and acting normal, completely ignoring them. And when it came time to close, they turned off the lights and heat, locked the doors, and then just left for the night. For 3 days, the protesters stayed in those exact spots, sleeping on the ground and even urinating in plain view. Without any food and water, everyone knew this couldn't last long. One even left after 24 hours because his hand was swelling and he was worried about life-threatening blood clots. The other protesters went online and complained that the staff didn't help them. One even angrily tweeted that they didn't give him a bowl to use the bathroom in. The manager eventually had enough and made security forcefully remove the protesters, meaning he could have done it from the start, but he chose to let them suffer. Do you think this was a successful protest?
Bro, like, I honestly hate when protesters do it that way. Like, I'm not completely against protesting, but like, when you do stuff like that, like, that's crazy. Like, that's smart for the boss to do, bro. Like, if I was that boss, I'd do that same thing. Just, you know what I mean? Like, just ignore them, bro. Like, so why you're sticking like super glue on the floor, bro? Like, what the fuck? Like, yo.
I'm out of here. I can't. Yeah, man. That blew the fuck out my mind. I don't even know how the fuck she got there from the start.
Patrick Bateman is the first fashion demon. In the movie American Psycho, Comme des Garçons refused to allow their bags to be used to carry an unalive person, so a Jean-Paul Gaultier garment bag was used instead. Due to the nature of the film, brands were nervous to participate. Here is every single brand that wanted nothing to do with the movie. Rolex agreed to let every cast member wear their watches except Patrick Bateman because he was the Psycho. Instead, he wore a two-tone Psycho 5 that looks just like a Rolex. They weren't even allowed to say the word Rolex. In the book version of the movie, Rolex is mentioned 26 times but 0 times in the movie. Calvin Klein agreed to supply the shorts in the jump rope scene but pulled out last minute due to the content of the film, so they were replaced with the brand Perry Ellis instead. The suit brand Cerruti agreed to let Christian Bale wear their clothes throughout the film, but only on one condition, and that condition was that he cannot be wearing their clothes in any scenes where Patrick Bateman is unaliving anyone. The director of the film, Mary Harron, actually spoke on this and said, European companies were much more open to us. Most of the film's clothing, for instance, came from Cerruti and Vivienne Westwood because American designers like Calvin Klein and Ralph Lauren didn't want to be associated with anything so horrible.
Damn, bro, that's just how significant that movie was, man. Like, yo.
Biologically speaking, when is enough enough? The guy on the left here is 7'9". He just committed to Florida. He's 18. He's 5 inches taller than Wemby. Olivier Roux.
Huh?
Ryu. French-Canadian player out of Quebec.
He's Canadian.
He's 7'9", and apparently he's still growing. And the crazy thing is, he's honestly, like, evenly proportioned. Like we've seen some freak athletes in terms of, like, height.
That's
but
insane.
They weren't always maybe, like, the most evenly proportioned out. This guy looks like...
Yeah, I know what he means by that.
This is crazy. Dog, he's not skinny. Like, for 7'9", he's not a twig. All right, he's
like,
3 inches taller than Yao Ming, 5 inches taller than Wemby, and 8 inches taller than Shaq.
That's crazy.
7'9", 290, 93-inch reach.
What? That's crazy.
Again, when is enough biologically? We simply cannot keep getting...
Honestly, this guy's gonna end up being like Yao Ming for sure, bro. Like 7'9" is crazy. I'm gonna have to look up that because I don't know about that. Like I'm not sure if I believe it. So I gotta look it up and do some research. But 7'9"? That's like, yo, what the hell? Like.
So yes, fasting is important, because every time we go to sleep, every time we close our eyes, every time we shut the digestive system down, the body automatically goes into repair. So the more waste, the more toxins that are in the body, then the body needs more time to sleep. The less waste in the body, the less toxins you have to process, less time you need to sleep. So, if you want to live a longer life, or at least have more time to live, then keep your body clean, and you won't have to go 8 hours into the body shop at night.
Some interesting stuff, bro. Yeah.
Cause people to lose their lives due to its toxicity is known as the Great Stink of London, occurring in 1858. At that time, the English capital experienced exponential growth, doubling its population in the last 50 years. The excrement of all these people ended up in the River Thames, which runs through London, resulting in a perpetual foul smell in the city. However, in the fateful summer of 1858, the situation became critical. A strong heat wave reduced rainfall, causing the River Thames to drop and exposing everything thrown into it to float. Human waste, dead animals, and even barrels of industrial waste fermented in the sun's heat. In addition to the horrendous smell, this filth transmitted cholera and typhoid fever through the water, making people sick and claiming lives. Consequently, local authorities appointed Joseph Bazalgette to devise a plan to revitalize the sewage system, laying the groundwork for what we now understand as modern urban planning. Like and comment from...
I have a feeling that probably happened a bunch of times in the past. Just like all kinds of like smells and stenches and like, you know what I mean? Just because of like the technology back in the day, like, yeah.
The back tire goes down. You see that pink line on the mat? That's the sweet spot right there at the knuckle of the landing.
At what's going on?
Oh shit!
That was unbelievable.
Bro, what the hell?
He's excited about that one.
This guy did a double backflip and 360 at the same time, bro. Like, yo, everyone's leveling up, man. This is crazy.
A sulfur atom, and it mixes with your tears, with any moisture in your eye, and it creates sulfuric acid, which irritates your eye, makes you tear,
makes you
even
cry.
More. Yeah,
right. Yeah, I just thought it was because I was killing an onion and I felt guilty. I'm so sorry, onion.
I always wondered why that would happen when you cut onions and you start tearing up. Like, yeah, I had a feeling it had something to do with like the toxins or whatever Neil deGrasse was saying.
However, the original cabin was not located here. It was built south of Queen Street East, on the east side of the Don River. It was moved in 1879 by the Toronto Industrial Exhibition, now the CNE, to celebrate the fair's inauguration. Today, it operates as a museum and provides a glimpse into the city's early settlement days. Like and follow for more Toronto.
That's pretty cool. It's been around since 1700s and it's still up. Like, that's actually crazy.
His first murder at the age of only 7. Amarjit Sada was born in Bihar, India in 1998. Considered a loner and born into a poor family, the addition of his baby sister to the family made it much harder for his parents to make ends meet. When his aunt came to pay a visit with his 6-year-old cousin, he was left in charge while his mother and aunt went to the market. That was the day that his life took a dark and very twisted turn. It started off with him slapping and pinching his cousin before it escalated to him strangling her to death. When the parents returned, the girl's whereabouts were questioned and he immediately admitted to the murder, as well as showing them the location of the body. It was decided that this was simply a family matter and that it should not be reported. But it was less than a year later that he would strike again. This time, his own baby sister was the target, lifting her from the cot and strangling her. He was discovered by his mother, and he said he did it just like that. But this time, neighbors actually discovered the crime, and his parents pleaded them to keep it a secret. His last victim was horrifically a 6-month-old baby from the village. The mother of the baby told police that she left the baby sleeping while she went and did chores, and when she came back, the baby was gone, and a police investigation was immediately started. Hours after the police started looking for the baby, Sada freely admitted to killing her by hitting her with bricks and strangling her, and then even led police to the shallow grave he attempted to bury her in. The young boy was taken into custody and interviewed, where it was reported that he showed absolutely no remorse, even smiling throughout the interview. He was much too young to send to prison or even give the death penalty, so he was sent to a juvenile home. Psychiatrists determined that he received much pleasure from harming others. The world's youngest serial killer was given a new identity and released in 2016 when he turned 18 years old, and his current whereabouts are completely unknown.
Park in Alton, Illinois.
Bro, like, what?
After a giant sinkhole opened up in the middle of the soccer field, drone footage shows the large hole, which is estimated to be around 100 feet wide, was the result of a mine collapse. The mayor of Alton says, thankfully, no one was on the field at the time of the collapse. That is amazing. That is something. Wow.
It's gotta be God,
step closer to the screen to really get an image of it. The drone footage just astonishing.
Bro, what the hell, man? That's like a new fear unlocked, bro. Like, you never know when the ground is just gonna disappear, bro.
A vast library containing scrolls and artifacts documenting the lost knowledge of ancient civilizations, including Atlantis. This hall is also said to be filled with advanced technologies and wisdom passed down from a time when humans and gods walked the earth. But here's where it gets crazier. In the 1990s, ground-penetrating radar detected anomalies beneath the Sphinx, suggesting presence of voids and cavities. These findings were further supported by seismic studies indicating there are hidden chambers. Despite this, Egyptian authorities have been reluctant to allow further excavation, fueling speculation about what they might be hiding. Revealing the contents of these chambers would rewrite the history of humanity. It would provide evidence of extremely advanced ancient civilizations and technologies. Such evidence would challenge the conventional narrative of human development. What else do you think these chambers hold?
It's like the biggest mystery in human civilization, bro. Like history, right? How did the pyramids get built? Like, it's crazy, man.
People have waited decades for this fight. It's not going to be easy. Baby knife, you shoot the double, you take him down.
I want to see this.
Control, then full mount, and you ground and pound till he makes no sound because he's dead.
Shut the fuck up. Oh my God.
Okay, good luck. I'm a huge fan.
And I want to see that movie, bro.
On a Sunday afternoon, a silver SUV is seen driving eastbound on the westbound shoulder of the 401.
Bro.
A witness followed the driver while his wife called 911 and kept officers updated on the location as the vehicle traveled from Cedar Creek Road to Chance Hill Road and beyond.
We got called about that vehicle going the wrong way. Officers,
at least he's not driving in reverse.
Detachment of the Mississauga BP were able to intercept that vehicle and conduct a traffic stop as it exited the highway.